Yo, what's up guys, it's me Jake here. Today I'm going to be recording my February manga reading log. I did pick up a lot in the month of February, so if you haven't checked out my manga haul, cards up here. Probably one of my biggest manga hauls yet, but I'm going to say this right now, I haven't been able to read too much. I think I read like 20 volumes at most. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll just get straight into this. So yeah. So the first series I did read this month, a series that you guys all probably do know, and that's going to be My Dress Up Darling. I read volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I caught up to it. I'm happy I caught up to it now though, and not like a year ago, because if I did, then I'd be waiting for volume 5 for almost a year. But since I caught up to it now, I think I only have to wait like 2 months. I think it comes out on April 5th. I did pre-order it, and I know volume 5, 6, and 7 are coming out in the span of all the way up until November, so not a bad release schedule, but I don't want to wait a year. So happy I started reading this. I'm probably going to make a review on this later this week or next week, so stay tuned for that. So not going to talk too much about My Dress Up Darling, but I did really enjoy it. So yeah, really highly suggest this one if you're into like rom-com slice of life done different. This is definitely one that's really good. Talking about rom-com slice of life doing something different, this one is phenomenal, and I loved every second, every panel, every page of it. That's 1 Week Friends. I very much enjoyed this. It's 7 volumes long. I read every single one of them in a span of like 3 days. Art style is very unique. Characters are really enjoyable. Other than one, I really just don't like one, but I think he's meant to be hated. I think that's what his purpose was. And I know this has just gotten a continuation this year called 1 Week Friends Afterwards. It has 5 chapters out, so hopefully that gets English physicals too, but it's done by Square Enix in Japan, so probably gonna get Square Enix release once we get the volumes of that. But I loved it. It was phenomenal. I think I rated this like a 9.5 on AniList. Oh, I forgot to say, I switched over to AniList. I don't have a lot of my stuff I've read, but I do have a lot of the stuff I have watched anime-wise. I'll leave a link to my AniList down below if you want to follow me on AniList. But yeah, I really enjoy 1 Week Friends. I'm not going to tell you the kind of premise, because if I tell you the premise, it's going to spoil the huge twist at the end of chapter 1, which was really very enjoyable. So I'd suggest going into this blind if you can. I would not read a synopsis. I would suggest going into this blind, because it made that really very hard hitting, I feel. And also, this is the perfect mix of like 4 coma and actual manga. Like, it goes from that all the way to like, first one I didn't have too much 4 comas, but like after that it has quite a bit of 4 coma, and I didn't really think I would like it that much because of it, but I loved it. I thought that the 4 coma worked really well. It was very unique. The art style really helped emphasize it, and it was very like nice, cute, wholesome slice of life that I definitely suggest you read. Very much enjoyed it. Like I said, I think I rated 9.5, and I would make a video on this, but I don't know. I don't know if I can. So yeah, very much enjoy it, and I hope you guys start picking this up, because it's phenomenal. Next up is a series I know I'm going to enjoy. I'm just waiting for more box sets to come out to get a little bit farther into it. That's 7 Deadly Sins. If you don't know, I've already watched the first 2 seasons of 7 Deadly Sins, and I very highly enjoyed it. So I'm going to probably enjoy this a lot. Plus, the art is just crazy good. I think the art for 7 Deadly Sins is very underratedly good. I think it's crazy at times, but very much liked volume 1. Cannot wait to get into more of it. And like I said, I know I'm gonna like it. Meliodas is a goat. I really cannot wait to meet Bon, which I think is volume 2 or 3. Cannot wait to meet Bon. We just met Gil Thunder in this one. Cannot wait to meet the other Sins. It's such a good series from the first 2 seasons alone. So I cannot wait to get farther into it. Now I know I hear the ending. I kind of got the ending a little bit spoiled for me about the Demon King stuff, but like I know it's weird, but I'm still probably going to enjoy it. And I hear 4 Nights to the Apocalypse is actually really good, so hopefully I enjoy that too. And it's probably going to start getting box sets like after this finishes, because by the time this finishes in box sets, there's probably going to be a couple volumes out. We're probably going to have to wait a little bit, and then there's going to be a box set for that, to be honest, because it's a spin-off, it's a continuation. Why wouldn't they make a box set for that as well? So yeah, cannot wait for that. Hopefully the last box set does have the other side stories in it as well, like the original Sins and those kinds of one-shot volumes that came out on the side of it. And I know they're probably not going to have one of their light novels, because one of their light novels is actually Viz Sig size, I believe, in a hardcover, so I'm probably not going to have that in there. But yeah, cannot wait for more 7 Deadly Sins, and yeah, I very much enjoyed it. Next up is a work I just recently picked up. Very much underrated, never see this in collections, and I'm missing 2 volumes, sadly, but as Video Girl AI volumes 1 and 2, I did read this and start reading it, and I did very much enjoy it. It's very different, kind of got a little bit repetitive for the end of both volume 1 and 2, but I'm not going to say that's bad. If if they don't keep up this trend, it'll probably stay great, and I'll very much enjoy this whole series. But yeah, that's just my only gripe with it. So far, it's really interesting, and I really, really like Ai, and I really like the main character Yota. It kind of like is a joke in the beginning how he's dateless, but then you kind of really like start to get to see him and get to know him better, and as time goes on, you kind of just start liking him better because he is just genuinely a really, really, really nice guy. So yeah, really like this so far. Cannot wait to get into more. And if you haven't seen my Instagram story, I did pick up just most of Ai's recently for like $80. I'm missing like 3 volumes, which are the harder volumes, so I'm missing 1, 9, and 15. Of course, 1 ain't too bad. I know 1 and 3 aren't that bad. I have 3, but I'm missing 1, 9, and 15. 15 I might be getting very soon. 9 is the big one that I'm probably going to be missing for a while. But yeah, I cannot wait to get into Ai's. I hear that's amazing, and I cannot wait to get into more Video Girl AI. I don't know if I should call Video Girl AI or Video Girl I, because I know her name is just I, but I don't know. I'm just going to keep calling it Video Girl AI because it sounds better. But yeah, definitely suggest this, but volume 10 and 11 are kind of really hard to find. So if you find 10 and 11, definitely pick it up, though, because it's been super good so far from the first 2 volumes. And I've been reading a lot of rom-coms, so I've been just very much enjoying it. So yeah. Next thing I did read was Horikana Receive. This is probably one of the weaker ones I've read this month. I did definitely enjoy this quite a bit, but this month I've read a lot of series I very much highly suggest and very much highly enjoyed. This one was good. It wasn't anything crazy. I would rate it like a solid 7.5 to 8 from the first volume, but it's nothing like I would say is bad, but I definitely just wasn't feeling a sports series at the time I was reading it. So if I was like trying to get into a sports series, this definitely would be better for me, because I just got off finishing the first season of Big Wind Up, which one of my favorite animes now. That season was phenomenal. I think that was such a well-paced and well-written season, and I cannot wait to get into more Big Wind Up. But after getting into that to a different sports series that wasn't as good, it's kind of just hard to like it nearly as much as you probably would if you didn't. So yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm probably going to pick more of this up and just keep it in my backlog for a little bit and then read it later when I'm more feeling a sports series. But I did very much enjoy this. I would suggest it if you're into like Haikyuu or anything like that. Of course, you might see like, oh, Girl in a Swimsuit is probably ecchi. It's actually very wholesome. It's not really ecchi at all. But yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm probably gonna get more of this and just leave it in my backlog for later, because I did enjoy it, but it's just the wrong timing for me. Next up is something I think has a huge, like a lot of potential, and that's Into the Deepest, Most Unknowable Dungeon. This took me a while to read because it is quite wordy. Like, this is some of the pages, like, it can get quite wordy at times, but all I'm going to say is it's very interesting. It deals with a huge theme of sexism in this world, and I really do like the main character a lot. It is an isekai, so if you're not really into isekais, you probably won't like this nearly as much, but even though it is an isekai, it kind of like doesn't go with the normal tropes. He gets spawned into a world with no magic at all, and he's not talented at all either, so he just trains himself over the years to get better at everything. So he's decent at most things, but he's nothing crazy. He's not like the best at anything. He's just like pretty good at everything. So he is definitely a good person to have on your party. He then meets this girl who, I forgot her name, but she's a Z rank. If you don't know what Z rank is in this world, it's basically just a girl that sleeps with the team to become an adventurer and get paid, because most of the girls don't get paid anything and they're not really good adventurers, and if they are adventurers, they just give their body to the team because that's how they make money. And it's really sad to see, and it's this main character trying to change that and trying to change the world's views on women, and I thought that was a really great series so far. And the action that we're about to get into after the ending of Volume 1 is going to be crazy. I cannot wait to see what happens in Volume 2. The art is crazy good. Like, I wish I could show you more panels, but the art is crazy good. Just like, look at this. It's just really great. The paneling, I really enjoy the paneling. And yeah, I cannot wait to get more of this. I know the artist of this has done quite a bit, so I'm probably getting more to this artist's works as well. But he does a lot of ecchi stuff, so that also helps. But yeah, very much enjoy this. Highly suggest it. And yes, if you're into wordier series or isekais, you'll probably like this one as well, because the words don't feel like they're useless. They actually help build the world. So yeah, very enjoyable. I did like this one a lot. Now for the next one, I said this was Yuri Attack on Titan in my manga haul, and I wasn't really that far off because I didn't read it then. Now I have, And it really is just feeling like Yuri Attack on Titan. There's these walls that these monsters are trying to break through, and these girls called bulkers are actually just trying to defeat them, and then there's just, they fall in love, yada yada yada. It's just Yuri Attack on Titan so far. It's actually pretty enjoyable, but I will say the romance just like happened. It really had no build up, it just happened, which I didn't really like that much, but I don't really care. It's decent so far. Probably would rate this probably around like a 8-ish, I would say. The art is crazy. I think the art is so good. But yeah, I very much like the main character, and I do like the side character a bit, and the whole cast is pretty interesting. And yeah, I will say this is just straight up Yuri Attack on Titan. If you like Yuri's and you like Attack on Titan, you most likely will probably like this as well. It's pretty good. I think Volume 3 is coming out soon, in a couple months. I know this one just came out, but I think that one's coming out in May or June. I could be mistaken though, but yeah, I cannot wait for more volumes. And my only gripe is, you see how like the text is blue on this one, and around this one they didn't make that multicolored spines, but it's fine. That's my only gripe. I mean, it's nothing like with the series, it's more with the actual format of the volume, so that's nothing crazy. And I also do like the extra pages on the end of volume 2. If you know, you know. But yeah, that's it. I'm not going to talk about anything else, and let's go on to the next series. Next up is a series I very much highly suggest. The art's crazy on this one as well. That's 2.5 Dimension Seduction. I didn't even know about this, but actually Ichiro Oda actually suggested this series. Did not know that, but I got it because the art's crazy, and I looked at scans of it and I'm like, oh my god, this art is cracked. Like, just look at that. It's just crazy art. I very much highly enjoyed Volume 1. The first half was kind of annoying, like the first like 2 or 3 chapters, but after that, it became way more enjoyable. It got way more kind of romance feeling. You really got to like enjoy this protagonist who low-key is an incel in the first 3 chapters. I really thought, I did not like him in the first 3 chapters, but as time went on, I should say, you just start liking this incel-y protag way more. It's not like Kazuya, I think his name is from Rent-a-Girlfriend, where you just kind of just don't like him because he's an incel. You get to see his development, and he does develop out of an incel kinda, so definitely highly suggest this if you're into more rom-commies that are different, or if you like My Dress-Up Darling but want something etchier. It's literally just like that. It's just like an etchier Dress-Up Darling, so definitely gonna say check this out. I will also say, hot take, but I do think this art is better than Dress-Up Darling's, but I think Dress-Up Darling has better 2-page spreads because this doesn't really have any from Volume 1, so I can't really give it anything. Actually, no. This is hard because the 2-page spreads in this are actually crazy, so I actually want to give that to this too. There's only like 3 in this volume, but yeah, not much else I would say. Very much highly suggest this, and I did really enjoy it. Now, I got roasted by my friend Plam in one of his videos about this series, and I am just going to talk about this briefly. It's Shiori's Diary. I've had Volumes 1 and 2. Volume 3 is coming out in a couple months, and yeah, I liked it. It's just straight up just smut, though. It really is. This had character development, and I read the synopsis of what's going to happen in Volume 3 because I really don't care, and it has a lot of character development off the synopsis, but to be honest, it's just smut. I feel like there's just sex in every other page. I'll be very honest. But yeah, if you're into those series, definitely check it out. But of course, like I'm going to say, if you're not of age, don't read it. But yeah, not much else I have to say. Shiori's Diary, I liked it, but yeah, it's not for everyone. But yeah, I think that's all I had to say. I did read a little bit this month, nothing crazy, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I do hope I see you guys next time. So, peace!